All right, folks, we are at video number 2 for the year. Let's get this, show rolling. Welcome to another video. Thanks so much for tuning in. I really appreciate you. 2024 is going to be a huge year for this channel. I can feel it. Right, so let's get started. We're looking at a potential new handheld console or handheld device that's coming to Microsoft. Now you can see over here that this is a mocked up thing that someone has just made, but it looks like they're going to be using Joy-Con style, controllers that can slide onto maybe tablets, maybe a Surface tablet. This down here is what actually looks really interesting to me. It looks like the Surface Duo phone because it is a clamshell design. It has 2 displays. So this to me looks like the Surface Duo phone where they can basically slide. They'll have like attachments where you can slide them in and connect them via Bluetooth or whatever technology it wants to use and actually have, your Surface Duo phone with that. Of course, I suspect it's going to work with other devices as well, but we could be seeing a proper handheld console coming to for Xbox. Would you be interested, or are you satisfied with your Asus ROG, your Steam Deck? Do you think there's a market here for that for Microsoft? And as you can see here, that's the compartment. This is what they've patented anyway. A lot of companies add these patents for ideas that they want to incorporate. I think this would be a really cool idea. I think it could work, but I think if it actually works with the Surface Duo phone, that would actually be insane. I really like that phone. I've always wanted to get one. This would push me to get one. So over here, we've got, according to Special Nick, Xbox could revamp achievements. Now, we've been hearing the rumors about Xbox revamping the achievements from what they are right now, the point system, to something different, as people are hitting millions and millions of gamer score. Now, I'm assuming that may have some issue with the database as those numbers continue to increase. And if they're looking at Xbox as a long-term, which I suspect they are, that could easily get out of hand in, say, 5, 10, 15 years. Obviously, the system that Sony has with the trophies is a lot more difficult to get up to that stage, and so it's a lot easier to manage. So whether it's going to actually follow the achievement trophy achievement structure, or they're going to manipulate the way the actual point system works, instead of getting 50 points for certain things, you'll get maybe 5, they kind of like reduce the overall everyone's points unilaterally. I mean, Final Fantasy 14 did something similar with the damage output when they wanted to just reduce the damage of everything. So basically they reduced the actual damage numbers by 90%, and they reduced the boss's health by 90%, which basically makes it the same thing. So they might do something like that. But apparently there's a revamp to achievements coming. We've known about this for a long time. It's 2024 seems to be the year that this could finally be a real thing. All right, so I think this one is pretty cool and pretty hilarious. On the eve of Mickey Mouse actually it's not even Mickey Mouse, I think it's Willy something, but the copyright has expired for the black and white version of Mickey Mouse. It expired, and everyone is now already out there making their version of a horror flick using Disney's Mickey Mouse. Did you also know that an intrepid developer has been anticipating this moment and was kind enough to give IGN the exclusive reveal of Infestation 88, a horror game with a familiar mouse? And as you can see there, that's pretty freaky, right? Imagine being chased by something like that. This game looks really cool. This is something that I probably would actually pick up and play. It'd be really fun to play on stream, especially on something like Halloween. Wishlist now on Steam. I think it's a really cool idea. I think it's crazy how the foresight was there, but it looks like the black and white Mickey Mouse copyright has expired. So let's see what the internet is going to do with that one. So we've seen Sony crying about the ever-expanding costs. A lot of publishers are saying that this is not sustainable. The cost of developing these AAA games with mocap and everything is just getting more and more expensive. We're seeing costs of, Avengers movie, level costs at 400 million. It's a lot of money to actually get these games up and running and onto shelves. And a lot of people are saying, that they need to find a way to bring the costs down. So Square Enix's president is saying that it will aggressively be applying AI to areas where it believes it can cut costs in order to deliver the best experience while not, putting the company into financial constraint. Now, I've seen a lot of people who have zero investment in this already berating Square Enix, condemning them. It's like they're investing anything into this. Like, they're putting no money into this. They want Square Enix to take all the risk. And when they release something that they've actually put hours in, like Forspoken, they will listen to one famous streamer who will turn around and fake cry in the corner about how bad the game is because it's really not that bad. And then none of the PlayStation fans will actually go and buy it, right? That's what happened. The more people I see playing Forspoken today, that everyone is saying, I can't believe I didn't play this at launch. That is genuinely the number one thing I'm hearing. There are a few that turn around and say, it's actually a decent game. It's not amazing, but it's decent. But the general consensus that I hear from people that I recommend it is thank you for recommending it because it's a good game. But because of that, that studio got swallowed up within Square Enix and Luminous is no more. We're seeing other studios that released games. I think Callisto was one of them where they had to lay off 70% of their staff. I think it was Callisto because the game or was it Avium? I think it was Avium. I think Callisto as well, but I'm not sure. But they had to lay off their staff because of all that investment they put into making the game, and it just didn't sell. So where is the cutoff point? What do you want companies to do? You're clearly not investing anything into these studios. You're not buying any shares within the company, but you're expecting them to not try and save money. Like, I get it. AI replaces jobs. I think the best way to use AI is to assist people to make their life easier, not to replace jobs. Obviously, eventually, AI will replace everything. That is, we've all seen Terminator, right? That future is coming. Skynet is listening, so I'm not going to say anything bad about Skynet. You hear me, right? Good. But it's crazy to think that, even actual journalists are now condemning them for applying AI. Microsoft has already said that they're going to be using AI to reduce their costs to, make it more affordable. Sony, on the other hand, has used AI in God of War. We've already seen that. They've openly admitted to that. And no one cares. But that's because it's Sony, right? Okay, this one I thought was crazy. I really want to buy this game because I've played it for an hour on the trial. It wasn't for me, but I really want to buy this game because I want to give it like a 4 or 5 hour trial. So probably Jan, Feb, I'm going to pick it up on probably PC because there's a lot of problems at the moment on Xbox. I need those fixed before I can pick up the Xbox version. But we're going to get into that in a little bit. And I just want you to listen to what he's actually saying.
Even if you play it, the number of times you'd have to replay it to see literally everything the game has to offer. We're talking hundreds of hours simply to see everything. There's even something I know about that you can't get to unless you do something which I don't think anybody's going to work out.
Can you tell me after? Tell me after.
Nope. No, I don't think I can actually. I was told this in confidence, and I think I'm one of the few people that knows about it as well. It's quite fucking crazy. It's about 2 hours of content as well that nobody knows.
What?
Yeah, it's crazy.
You haven't seen anybody do it
yet? Seen anybody do it yet?
Does it involve Astarion?
I can't say anything. I'm literally not going to tell you anything about it. I'm not even going to give you a vague clue or hint.
Okay.
I'm just
I tried,
stuff in there that nobody will ever see probably. Even if you play.
That's insane, right? Now that it's out there, if you find it, you need to post about it because that's absolutely insane. That's crazy. This is what I love about the game. Hearing these stories that, there's just so much to discover. And I really want to give this game a chance. I really do. So it's going to be one of the next games I buy in Jan or Feb. All right. So apparently an Xbox user has been banned for a whole year for uploading a nude picture from Baldur's Gate 3 onto Xbox Live. Now, whether he manually uploaded it or it was auto-uploaded is irrelevant. The game is there. It gives you the option. There's no warning. And I think at this point, Xbox need to do better. But not just Xbox, because Sony have this problem too. And I bet when Nintendo have their Switch 2, if they offer a similar service, they're going to have it too. I think it's really, really bad that if for certain games, especially 18 rated games, when you go to upload something to the network, it doesn't give you a warning to say, hey, look, just, or at least a one-time warning when you're playing that specific game where, hey, look, you're about to upload a picture. This is an 18 rated game. Please make sure that this picture you're uploading or video you're uploading complies with the terms of service that is set out in Xbox Live. They just, I mean, it's quite easy for you to forget that you've got auto upload on. You take that screenshot and it's done. There's no way to take it back. Even if you go to try and delete it, there's probably going to be some remnant of that record still there. Someone would have seen it. The system would have picked it up. It's so easy. There really needs to be something there to prevent this sort of thing. I do think this person probably should get their account ban rescinded and then given like a slap on the wrist to say, look, don't do this again. But I think, you know, Xbox needs to do better. And at the end of the day, this will apply to PlayStation and Nintendo in due course. But they just need to do better. They can't just go around and ruining people's accounts like that just for the sake of it. This is the problem that digital futures have. And this is why people are so hesitant to go into that digital future, because of crap like this. It's not good. Apparently the save bug is still not fixed. Now I'm going to leave this as well, but we now know why the issue is happening. And Larian is saying it's all Xbox's fault. We've got no blame at all. You know, not like we didn't test the game and could have easily found it if we actually fully tested the game to see if this was a thing. But, you know, our QA clearly isn't up to snuff. And at the same time, this is a standards test. That's what it's actually called. I'm not sure if that's changed now since I've been working in the games industry, but it's called a standards test to make sure these functions that are inherent to the platform are working, like save, reload, right? But apparently when you're saving the game, it doesn't actually successfully save. Apparently it's due to a firmware. So maybe it was due to a firmware at the time that they had that wasn't a public firmware. I just don't know. But it basically, the save isn't being fully committed to disk. So what they're suggesting is that you go and create a Larian's account. And with that Larian account, you save it to the cloud. The game notifies you as soon as you do save it to the cloud. It saves your last 5 saves. And then the good thing about that is that whether you play it on PC, Xbox, or PlayStation, because they're exactly the same game, it's cross-save. You can use that save on anything because it's now using the cloud saves from Larian instead of the console saves. So personally, I would always opt for the cloud saves. It's safe. You might want to make a desktop save as well, but cloud saves for me are always going to be the easier option. But I'll put a link to this in the description below for you all so you can check it out. And of course, it didn't take Nicola long to come out with that console war jab, saying seriously, took 3 extra months to bake, has less features on the S, runs better on the PS5. That's actually questionable. I've seen it running much better in places on the Xbox Series X than the PS5, which Digital Foundry so conveniently decided to, you know, evade, avoid, and just completely not show. Shame on you, Digital Foundry, for that. Delete your save files, which is bad, and now you get banned for recording with a nipple. So I've put him a challenge, right? I've put him a challenge. Can you post full nudity from Baldur's Gate 3 on your PS5 account? Pose it here as proof, with a spoiler warning, of course, and let's see how long Sony, who has been censoring everything, lasts. Essentially, how long your Sony PlayStation account lasts. The issue here isn't the ban. That's not my issue. The issue is that both Sony and Microsoft should be adding warnings, which requires an action to accept that if you share nudity, you get banned. And by nudity, I mean within a game. It's in the game, right? That's the problem. I'll be waiting for your post. I don't expect him to reply at all to this. He thinks this is a console war win. My dude, we already exposed you in my previous video. You're exposed again. And folks, that's it. That's the second video of the year. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. We are trying to hit that 10,000 subs. Let's see if we can get there. Hopefully with your support, it won't take long. I hope you've enjoyed the content. I hope you've gone into the new year in a good and amazing way. And I will see you in the next one.